Welcome back to hell, you guys. So yeah, background's different, I know. Allow me to explain to you. Right now, my current area has been infested with... Okay, maybe clutter isn't the best word for it. The better word being the floor. But we're getting the bathroom remodeled right now, and that's where we decided to place the floor tiles and the wall. We put that all bare. Never once has a bathroom remodel affected my career this much, so I'm not used to it. I don't know why, I'm just feeling a little bit weird. This whole being convenient because it's right next to my computer thing? I don't know, man. Last time I reviewed a game on this channel, it was the first game in a game series where I'd look at every title and go, ha, but not for too long because after a while I would go. See, this time we're going for a much more modern game. I like to diversify the kind of content I put on things. This YouTube channel, my resume, and also those little bubble sheets at the beginning of standardized testing. The state of Texas was really confused when they got an answer sheet from Chuck Norris on 420 Maple Tree Way. Today we're gonna hop back to the Wii U era. Do we have to? Yes, come on. This is a Wii U game, I'm sure you can already tell where this is headed. But before we descend into madness, let's go through a little background. Back in 2012, Nintendo released the Wii U. They plopped a screen on a controller and said, oh look at that, that's a great idea. This console did not do well at launch. The only somewhat decent game it had at launch was New Super Mario Bros. U, and even then the game was getting really bad reviews for feeling like a worse version of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. A lot of the better games for the Wii U came out later in the Wii U's lifespan. Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros, Super Mario Maker, those all took about 2 years to come out after the Wii U, and it made the launch very unsuccessful. So Nintendo saw the Wii U's bad sales and thought, well, time to do what we do best whenever our sales are bad, release a rushed game. Back on the 3DS, Nintendo released Super Mario 3D Land. One of the biggest gimmicks of this game was that it felt like a 2D Mario game in 3D. One of the biggest selling points of Super Mario 3D Land was the fact that the DS already had a 3D mode. You combine Nintendo's hyper-utilization of that with the fact that it fits so perfectly within the game. It really felt like you were playing a 2D Mario game, but in 3D this time. What made this game so special was that it was able to utilize that and on such a small device. That's what really made this game different from the rest. It didn't feel like a mainstream 3D Mario game, just proved that, well, Nintendo could do this. They could package all of that into one small portable device. So let's go back to the not so present. Nintendo sees, uh-oh, sales are bad. Hey, remember that game you put on the 3DS? Nintendo's really just speaking unga bunga now. They see bad console plus good game equals puts good game on bad console. But let's go back to the Wii U for a second. I have my Wii U here, you know, just my normal Wii U. It's got the Wii, it's got the U. Wii U, okay, the gist is up. I didn't own a Wii U. And yet here I am ranting about it. See, as a kid, I spent a lot of my time around retro consoles. I had a friend of mine who had a lot of retro consoles. The Genesis, Master System, Dreamcast, N64, GameCube, you name it. He really had a lot of the retro consoles. I'm pretty sure it was his older brother who was collecting them all. But yeah, he didn't have any of the newer consoles. I had another friend who did have a Wii U. I remember playing Super Mario 3D World on it and hating it. My god, I wish I could remove that from my memory. Here's a little fun fact, I didn't know Smash 4 existed. I thought Brawl was the last one. I didn't know there was one on the Wii U, and then I saw it and freaked out. But yeah, I haven't had a lot of consoles, and I don't have a lot of consoles right now, but I have played on a lot of them via current or old experiences, so just felt like letting you know that for, you know, future reference. But enough personal rant, back to the Wii U. This thing fucking stunk. This console sure had its ups and downs, the first down being it existed. Me and the Wii U have a lot in common. So Super Mario 3D World released in November of 2013. It was the second most sold game on the console with 5 million sales, which says a lot about the console. So here's the cover art for the game. Why is the background a fucking PNG? Here's something that's always bugged me about this cover art. How come each character is on here twice? Like, I get it. You want to show off the cat suit, but do you really have to have copies of every single character with the suit on? Why not just have one or two characters on the top like Mario and Luigi, then on the bottom you have Toad and Peach in their cat suit? Ah yes, the cat suit. This game's special something. In Super Mario 3D Land, the Super Leaf returned from Super Mario 3. Fans were really excited that you could get the Super Leaf in this game. However, at the release of the game, people got pretty upset. See, in Super Mario 3, you could actually fly with the suit. However, in this game, you can't, which made people pretty upset. This game's main power-up was the cat suit, which allowed you to dive, climb up walls, and scratch your opponents. The one thing I have against the cat suit, while it's a very good power-up and Nintendo utilizes it very well, placing in multiple places where you need the cat suit to progress, I think that it just isn't as memorable as some of the more classic power-ups, the Super Tail, the Super Mushroom, the Fire Flower. Those are all very unique power-ups to Mario, and when you think of Mario, you can think of those power-ups. Now, when I think of Mario, I don't exactly think of the cat suit. Now, the thing about the recent 3D Mario games is that they make it so that the power-ups you have are the main theme of the game. 3D Land had to utilize the tail throughout most of the entire game. You had Tail Bowser at the end. In Super Mario Odyssey, Cappy was the main power-up you used, and a lot of the enemies were based off Cappy. Similarly, this game had a lot of things based off the cat suit, including cat variations of enemies, and Bowser had a fursuit. Damn it. The main plot of this game revolves around the Sprixie fairies, some of the most annoying and most useless protagonists of all of Super Mario. They used these guys for 2 games and then quit because they knew these fairies were useless. Bowser's done having the hots with Peach apparently, and now he's after these Sprixie fairies for some amusement park? I don't get it myself, but apparently he does, and who am I to question the big turtle man? So you have to save 6 of them. Somehow one of them escaped, which makes you think one of 2 things. 1, this fairy is either just very talented, or 2, Bowser lost interest. My god, I feel bad for that fairy. The game is divided up into 6 worlds, with a castle springed in there somewhere and Bowser's castle at the end of it, as per usual. However, at the end of it all, there are 4 special worlds. 3 of them just have remixed, harder versions of previous levels. However, the final world, Crown World, has Champions Road, one of the hardest levels in the game. But now onto the levels themselves. In the shortest way possible, these can be described as... You call these levels? These are all levels with a question mark. They all feel so bland and like levels you'd make in Mario Maker, to say the worst. These levels were extremely bland. You could really just place any video game character into them and boom, it fits. Like geez, this could be a 3D world level. None of these levels had entertaining themes in the slightest. Sure, the first 1 or 2 worlds were nice and pretty looking, but the rest of them graphically looked pretty bad in comparison to Mario Galaxy or Mario Galaxy 2 and even Mario 3D Land. That's right, they got showed up by their prequel. In Rolling Hills, some parts of the ground are rotating cylinders, and that's kind of the main gimmick of the level. And okay, sure, it looks cool, but is it a good idea? None of the level concepts even entertain the idea of having a theme. They feel so forced and underutilized. It's almost just like a small portion of the level that you can really just skip over if you wanted to. If I didn't know the title of the level, Rolling Plains, then you really wouldn't know that the rotating cylinders were the gimmick of the level. How much you want to bet this was the thought process behind Rolling Hills? Level. So let's take everything together we have. A console with low sales, plus a sequel to an already successful game, plus underutilized gimmicks being placed in, plus really bad, cheap, and bland level design, plus just an overall bad look. This is nothing more than just a forced sequel put on the Wii U for sales. Now, did it accomplish anything? Yes, it did. They got a lot of sales off this game. It was the second most selling game on the console, which is pretty big for the Wii U, so in the end they did get the result they wanted, more sales on the console. But looking back at it when we had the Nintendo Switch, a good selling console, and much more high effort games placed on it, you can tell this game was nothing more than just failure to provide better games on the Wii U. It felt like they had nothing better to do and just said, well, here's a concept that did work, let's just try it again. It's so bland in comparison to the other 3D Mario games where they tried out different things, different concepts, different themes, in comparison to this where they played it safe, didn't try anything new. So to call it a 3D Mario game would really bring down the 3D Mario series, but to not call it a 3D Mario would be to completely ignore some of the good sides it has. This game may stink, but that won't stop me from selling myself to Nintendo. I am a certified pimp, and I am not losing that title today. And yes, there are some pretty good sides of this game. The multiplayer is really fun. I would play this game with friends any day, anytime. It did well for the console, being the second most selling game. That must have meant that some fans enjoyed it, which meant, okay, it had success somewhere. There is a fan base other than me who likes the game. And there's just a nice beauty to the game, honestly. It feels very lively in some places. Some of the level designs, while a lot of them are bland, there are some cases where you can look at it and say, yeah, this is the Mario I know. Good old 2D and 3D. The 2D and 3D aspect, by the way, that's a really nice idea. It was a good idea in 3D land and was continuing to be a good idea in this game, so to say it was all bad really would be demeaning the good sides it has. It was a good Mario game after all, and it did exist, so yes, we should acknowledge it, but should we try to continue the legacy that game sprouted on? No, not really. So that's Super Mario 3D World. To say it was the worst 3D Mario game would be right, but that's not to say it's not a good game. If they were really lazy, they would have just ported the game over to Wii U. It's not like they do that nowadays. But all in all, it's a fun game to play in multiplayer. I will happily play that game with 4 people anytime. If anything, it's actually one of the top Super Mario multiplayer games, other than Mario Bros. Wii and Mario Kart. I would say that I have a lot of fun playing it in multiplayer. Nintendo hasn't forgotten about the game either. They added a 3D world theme to Mario Maker, they added multiple power-ups into Mario Kart, and they're actually re-releasing the game with an expansion on the Switch coming pretty soon, which... Remember when I said that they didn't port over 3D Land to Wii U? You fucked up, Nintendo. But still, it's definitely one of the best titles in this baby right here. Not like it has much competition. I wonder if GameStop will let me trade this in for a PS5. Well, that's a wrap on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, and thanks again for the support on the last 2 videos. I got some really nice comments. As of the time I'm uploading this, it's Friday the 13th, so hopefully hell hasn't unleashed on all of mankind. As I said last time, I'm going to be uploading every other Friday. I already have a video scheduled for the next upload, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Love you all.